I always wonder what kind of person I could truly be if I never had anxiety growing up. What's up, guys? Welcome to personal video number 2 of 3 on my channel. First of all, I want to thank you guys so much for the amazing response that I received on the depression video that I uploaded a week ago. Seriously, I was really kind of surprised with the amount of support I received there. I know a lot of people aren't necessarily understanding of that, but you guys really were, so thank you so much. And I hope you enjoy this video as well, because it is going to get pretty personal, and this is something that I struggle with still to this day on a daily basis. Multiple times a day I'm struggling with some type of anxiety over something, and I feel like a lot of people don't really understand what that actually means. Myself, I actually never even knew what it actually was. I just thought anxiety meant that you were nervous sometimes about certain things. I didn't know that you could have anxiety, a long-term anxiety every day of your life, for your whole life basically, because mainly my school never talked about it. I just never really was educated about it, so I really didn't even put a name to my condition until a couple years ago in high school, my junior year actually, and that's very late for me to actually find out what I do have. So as you know, I have anxiety. It's mainly social anxiety, and there is a difference between, general anxiety and social anxiety. I do think I have a smaller case, I guess, I don't even know how to describe this, but of general anxiety, because I've always been kind of the worrier in my friend group, or even in my family. But social anxiety is the bigger thing that I do struggle with every single day still. Honestly, it's gotten so much better as I've grown older and gotten more confident with myself, but especially throughout middle school and high school, it was very rough for me. My anxiety holds me back so much, and it's caused so much unnecessary stress and just worry in my life growing up. Some of my earliest memories are me having anxiety. I just now kind of put this together a few years ago that wow, that was actually me showing signs of anxiety so young. I always thought that I was just a shy, quiet kid, more introverted and just wasn't super outgoing, but I have social anxiety. I'm scared to talk to people. If you watched my depression video, you heard my story about my group of friends that kind of shunned me from the lunch table and made me cry and were making fun of me. Well, that isn't the only occurrence of that stuff happening. That kind of stuff does not leave my brain. To this day, I can still hear the words and phrases that they were saying to me, the stuff that they said to make fun of me. It really fucking stays with you, at least for me. A person with anxiety, it does not leave my brain. And the same thing goes for little mistakes that I make in my daily life, or things that I say that were stupid or wrong, or if I get kind of yelled at or snapped at by somebody, it ruins my whole day. And I cannot stop thinking it. I just keep replaying it over and over in my head because I just can't stop and dwell on it, because I feel like such an idiot for the thing that I did, or for whatever this person said to me. I'm like, what did I do wrong to make them say that to me? It's always my fault. I still have issues with making eye contact with people, especially people that are above me. If it's a friend or someone that I'm really close with, my boyfriend or my close best friends, that's fine. I can make eye contact with them. But if it's someone above me, a teacher, a professor, somebody that's in higher authority of me, even family members that I don't see so often, if they're looking at me in the eye, I can't keep the eye contact for more than 2 seconds. I have to look away for some reason. I don't know why. I still struggle with this. I literally can't just look at them in the eye. I try to, and that's all I'll be thinking about while they're talking to me. I'm like, am I making long enough eye contact? I don't want them to think I'm weird, and then I just look away because I feel like they're just staring me down, and it just makes me feel very nervous again. I hate eye contact with people that I really don't know. It is a very unsettling feeling for me, and I know it probably sounds stupid to a lot of you, but that's something that I struggle with so often. I get social anxiety with the smallest of interactions. Obviously big presentations make me nervous. Raising my hand or getting called on is something that's a big challenge for me. Even ordering food or making important phone calls just it's a big thing for me sometimes, and it's really hard to kind of just take that step and just do it because I'm so worried of judgment. Making friends is always very difficult for me as well because it's hard for me to just kind of start talking to someone new, like, because I feel like they won't like me. And I feel like in the past I've like tried to reach out to people and they just like don't want it, or they just don't seem interested, or like they have someone else that they put above me, so I'm like, well, I'm not gonna try anymore. And then for friends that I have now, like, I rarely text first unless I absolutely have to, and sometimes I'll just stop replying after so long because I don't want to keep like annoying them, even if I have stuff to say. Like, I do this with my boyfriend all the time, and he's supposed to be the person I'm closest with, and he is, but my anxiety makes me so nervous that I feel like I'm being such a burden on everyone that I come into communication with. Like, if he even texts me first, I like am hesitant to reply quickly because I don't want to seem like I'm too needy and too like attached. And then like if I have something to tell him, sometimes I'll just not tell him because I don't want to feel like I'm annoying him because he's a very busy person, he works a lot, and I don't want to just, I don't know, like, I just don't want to bother you. It's even hard for me to like walk past people in crowds, like big crowds not as much because I feel like I blend in more, but even like at school or like in the mall and stuff, I feel like everyone that walks by and looks at me, like, I feel like they're like saying that I'm like the ugliest person in the world, like, why is she wearing that, like, she looks so stupid. And then if I hear like a group of people laughing near me, I'm like, well, they're making fun of me, like, there's no way that they'd be laughing at anything else but me, like, there's probably something wrong with me. That's literally like social anxiety. That's like our thought process. We will go extended lengths to not like make personal contact with people. I have a ton of low self-confidence. It's very difficult for me to like put myself out there. I never feel like I look good enough, or even in my videos I feel like I'm never good enough. It feels like a giant weight on top of my back, like when I make a mistake, and it will not leave for like a long time. There are things that I've done years ago that I still think about that no one else probably remembers or ever will remember, but because I did something stupid, my brain just keeps refeeding it back to me like, oh, you're such an idiot, why would you do that? That's all I hear. I never feel like I'm good enough for anything. Like, I never feel like I'm wanted enough by my friends or anybody in my life. Like, I just feel like I'm the last choice for everything. It's gotten so much better over the years for me. I'm seriously so much happier and a lot more confident in myself. Like, I don't care as much about what other people think. I'm able to relax a little bit more, and I really try not to worry as much as I used to. And this has kind of started to get better, I guess, around my senior year of high school and beyond, especially after high school, because high school was such a dark place for me that I needed to get out of there and just like start over, and college did that for me. So now I'm like this new person. I'm a YouTuber now, and doing videos has definitely made it a lot easier for me to communicate my thoughts. And I think the most important advice I can give to someone with anxiety is to take those risks. You know, do those things that you're afraid of. It doesn't have to be something huge. Even just like making a phone call. Do it. And once you do it, you're gonna be so proud of yourself, and it's gonna make it easier the next time. Like, you can do it. Start with things like that, and then as you go on, it'll become easier to do bigger things. A couple weeks ago, John and I did a podcast about Remo Drive, where we were gonna interview their singer, and I got so fucking nervous right before. Like, I started freezing up. I was like, I'm not gonna be any good at this. I don't want to do it anymore. I fucking did it. It turned out fine. But that is just another recent example of me having anxiety and just feeling like I'm no good, but I pushed through it. You just have to tell yourself that it's not as big of a deal as you think it is, and no one else is really even paying attention to you except for yourself. And I feel like people with anxiety can get trapped inside their heads, and it feels like the world hates you, but it's really you that's hating you. You are your biggest hater. Like, you are the one that's putting so much pressure on yourself when there really isn't that much pressure on you at all. Once you accomplish those little things, you're gonna be able to grow stronger and move on and do so many bigger things in your life. I want to tell you guys a quick little story just to kind of give you a comparison of me from a year ago and me now. So a year ago, I was taking a class that was digital video, basically where we edited videos and did that kind of stuff. We had to do some sort of like horror movie theme, like it was like a trailer, I think, and I was in it, and I really don't like to be in the videos that I make that are like produced, you know, like where I'm acting in it. I'd rather be like the camera person or the editor. Like, I don't like to act in stuff. Like, doing this type of video is a lot different than like sitting there and like performing, but we had to do it for an assignment, so I was in it, and of course we have to watch them in front of the whole class. I dreaded that so much. Like, I don't know why, it really isn't that big of a deal, and it was a good video, like, I got 100% on it, but I was just so nervous and, like, judging myself that I showed up to class early so I could turn in whatever was due that day, and then I left right before class because I didn't want to sit there and watch it with the whole class and be judged and, like, be stared at. I never do that. I never feel like I actually need to leave the classroom because I have so much anxiety, but this is one of the times where anxiety won. A year later, that same professor emailed me and asked me to come in and talk to his class about my YouTube channel, and I did it. I said yes. Of course, when I read that email, my first instinct was to say no. There's no way I'm going to be able to, like, meet your criteria and actually do a good presentation. Like, I don't know how to do that kind of stuff. Like, I'm no good. No one's going to enjoy it. It's going to be super embarrassing, and everyone in my major is going to find out my little secret that I do YouTube. But guess what? I said yes, because I knew this was something that I needed to do. And yes, I brought John with me because he was gonna be here on that day anyways. So I figured it would be kind of cool to, like, bounce off each other and really give a better presentation. And that's what we did. I did it. It was over an hour long. We had tons of questions and it went so well. And I'm honestly so proud of myself. That's seriously one of my most proud moments as a YouTuber so far. Like, being able to talk about what I do here in front of the class, in front of people that I knew, like, as classmates. And if you are interested in watching that, there will be a link down below. But that's just to kind of give you guys some insight on how you are going to be able to grow stronger and accomplish those types of things. Just a year ago, I was too nervous to sit there and watch videos. This year, I was able to give a full presentation about strictly making videos. Like, can you believe that growth in just a year? Like, in my headspace, it has gotten so much more positive. And honestly, it's thanks to John. He has given me so much confidence. And also, it's thanks to YouTube. Thank you guys. Like, doing these videos, look how easy it is for me to talk and explain myself on camera. I was able to transfer that over to, like, an audience, like a physical audience of people in front of me. That's something I never thought I'd be able to do. In the past, when I've done presentations or speeches, my voice is very shaky. I get nervous, you know, I forget things because I'm just going blank because I'm so worried about people judging me in the moment. But this year I was able to give this informative, nicely paced talk that just felt so easy, and it was actually enjoyable. I never thought I would ever say that about doing presentations. Do what you love. Get involved, and you eventually will get recognized for it. You're going to make friends due to things that you like, and take those risks. Put yourself out there, and it's going to feel so rewarding in the end to actually be proud of yourself for doing something and taking those risks. That's the best advice I can give to people with social anxiety. Just put yourself out there little by little, and you will gain more confidence along the way, and eventually you'll be able to do things just like I did. So that was my anxiety story. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I am sorry if it was kind of all over the place and scatterbrained, and I know this was kind of lengthy compared to my regular videos, but I hope you guys did listen and enjoy, and if you do have anxiety, I hope this helped you out in some way. If you have anxiety, just know that you are not alone, and I struggle with it every single day of my life, and it does get better. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Remember, next weekend is my video on my long-distance relationship with my boyfriend John, and I'm also going to be unveiling my brand new backdrop, so stay tuned, guys.